we're one of the many communities in Canada. How has this community maybe engaged with you and your party and your group?
Well, I have to say, on a personal level, in my very beginnings as a young MP in Papineau 8 years ago, strong members of the community came, helped me, got involved politically, and helped me win my first election. So I feel a tremendous debt towards this community that has consistently demonstrated not just a commitment to itself and its own community, which is normal, but also to engaging in the larger Canadian society. I think that's a tremendous example for new Canadians across the country that being involved in active, positive ways is wonderful.
Of course, like I said, you've been to numerous communities throughout the country. Is there something unique about this community? Is it the volunteers? Is it the peacefulness? Or I guess maybe it's similarities with other communities?
Well, I think at the heart of it, there's an understanding of the very ideals of respect and openness and compassion that makes Canada as a country so successful when it works well.
Sure.
I mean, we see it in the motto, love for all, hatred for none. I mean, that is at the center of what we should try and be as Canadians, regardless of our religious background, and having a community that speaks so consistently and courageously for that is truly exceptional. You know, Canada is made of people who've come, largely from other parts of the world,
right.
Often fleeing persecution or difficulty, and that the Ahmadiyya community be so positive and open, despite the terrible hardships it's gone through, is a real credit to the community that you're part of.
During your speech just a few minutes ago, you made reference to Bill C-24. Can I get your views on that?
Bill C-24 is a bill that makes two categories of citizenship. If someone is born here, they have a different kind of citizenship than someone who acquires the citizenship or was born elsewhere. And I think that's wrong. I think that one of the things that makes Canada incredibly strong is a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian. And if someone does terrible things and attacks our country, we have consequences, which is jail, which is severe, and doesn't make a distinction between whether someone was born here or acquired citizenship.
Absolutely.
And I think it undermines one of the great things about Canada, and it's why we're opposed to C-24.
And of course, as I mentioned, we're in election campaign mode. One of the big things is the economy. Can I get your views on your vision for the economy?
Well, one of the things that I've heard from Canadians right across the country is people are worried about their jobs, about their kids' futures, about their own savings, about their retirement security. There's a tremendous amount of concern right now, and for 10 years Mr. Harper has been investing in support for the wealthiest Canadians in the hopes that that would create growth and jobs. That's trickle-down economics. It just hasn't worked very well for a lot of Canadians. So we're putting forward a new vision that is involved in investing in growth by investing in Canadians, helping the middle class and those working hard to join it, because that's what is actually going to make Canada strong. We believe in investing in our future. I think a confident country like Canada should invest in its own future, and that's what I'm focused on.
A few more weeks till October 19th, Election Day here in Canada. How busy are you going to be over the next few weeks?
I'm going to be extremely busy, out meeting as many people as I possibly can, talking about the positive vision that we have, talking about the great team that we've assembled of tremendous diversity, not just in backgrounds, but in experience and levels of knowledge. The fact is, a lot of politicking these days is very negative, and I've pledged to point out where I disagree with my opponents, but not to be nasty and personal, because I know that Canadians deserve to make a positive choice that's focused on bringing people together, and I'm going to get out and talk to as many people as I can over the next 2 months.
Well, I wish you the absolute best with that, Mr. Trudeau. And speaking of busy, I know you have to go down the hall, and I think you're going to be rolling up the sleeves and
getting to work as I always do.
All right, great. Pleasure. Thank you so much.
What a pleasure for me as well.
Always, and you're always welcome here.
Thank you.
That was Mr. Justin Trudeau, leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, joining us here at the 39th annual Jalsa Salana.